He's like, yeah, we gonna crack the whip on Nadif. And I'm like, oh man! I'm like, yo, where my phone at? I'm like, where my phone at? Because I don't look at it. I look at it at people. We all gonna say something stupid.
All right. Welcome back to the Qis channel. I am Quis, and today we're back with another episode of the My Tech Story interview series I've started. This is just something I wanted to do so that I can show people that there's a lot of different lanes you can get into when it comes to tech. You don't gotta only code or whatever. There's a lot you could do. So today, I got my man Nadif here. We go back to SLA.
Yes, sir.
It's been a minute, yo. It's been a while since I see you, bro.
I would say at least, maybe since graduation? Maybe a year after graduation? We're close to a decade.
Yeah, no, you're right.
We're close to a decade.
You're right. It's been a grip, yeah.
We're definitely close to a decade.
For sure. Okay. But how you been, bro? How's everything?
I've been blessed, man. I've been blessed. I've been honored to be invited on your
for sure. I appreciate you doing this.
You know, I'm glad we're talking about this instead of something unproductive,
right?
Like relationships and who doing this and who not doing that. So this is something I'm excited to talk about. It's a passion of mine. Just one of my passions. I'm sure it's just one of yours too. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure we'll get into all of that stuff.
For sure. I'm glad you did this, bro. I appreciate it. Originally, I've been doing these on Zoom, and you kind of inspired me to do this in person. So now I got the setup. It's only right that you are the first. This is the first one. First one I'm doing in person. I just set all this up today. I'm out of breath right now.
This setup is nice, man.
Thank you, bro.
This setup is you got 3 cameras going. This setup is nice, for real.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. All right, so I got my notes right here. We're just gonna get into your story and everything.
Okay.
So first, I want to start off with just a little bit about you, so we can get to know you more. So your name, age, your location, hometown, race, ethnicity, a fun fact about you, and then like some interests outside of tech, outside of work and stuff.
Okay. Which you want me to start with first? My name?
Yeah.
My name is Nadif Bracy, or Nadif from Quis Bracy, and I was born. I guess it's a little known fact. I was born in upstate New York, Albany.
I don't know if I knew that.
It's like Albany's the capital of New York, and I was born in that city. So I'm 29. I was born March 21st, and I guess another little known fact. I would say I like to study nonfiction. I like to study history, world cultures, world religions, and stuff like that. It really fascinates me.
That's cool.
Especially even stuff on the Science Channel in general. Just fascinates me. Like for example, I spent like. I would say this the nerd in all of us. If you in this field, you got some level of nerd in you. Mm-hmm. To embrace it. But I spent like 3 hours just watching airplane videos, like how it was made and stuff like that. Like for real, like 3 hours just watching it. Y'all don't want to get on the tangent. I don't want to get on the tangent.
Talk, bro. Talk.
Man, so I travel. You know, by the grace of God, I've been able to travel, and I don't like doing it. I don't like the heights. I don't like you in a tin can. So I got to see why these people so comfortable. Why is a pilot so comfortable?
So you try.
Yeah. So I'm over here. I'm looking at the turbines, the ratio, how many engines can go off and the plane still fly. What's the worst accident? I'm looking at all of these different stories. I'm just investigating. I'm really getting interested in it because I just love the being able to have an idea and then utilizing science to engineer a solution.
To get that, yeah.
And so that's what engineering, in a sense, or technology, in a sense, is about. Having an idea, understanding what are the scientific principles that you can use to bring your idea into reality.
For sure.
So that's what one of the things that, like I said, just one of the things I.
So you like to learn how stuff works and everything.
Got to.
I'm similar. The other night, I think it might have been last night. I'm on YouTube looking up like how flies work, like how they lay eggs and stuff like that. I'm like the most random stuff.
Exactly.
But it's just that little curiosity. I think that breeds the creativity too, because it's like you either wondering how something work or you wondering how you can make something do something. So
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I definitely relate to that.
Exactly.
So you said your What's your middle name?
Nkosi.
Nkosi. So what's that?
See, Nkosi is actually South African. It's Zulu. You ever heard of the Zulu, like Shaka Zulu? Mm-hmm. So it's a Zulu name, but my family roots are from Sierra Leone.
Okay.
So like it's like Sam from school, style. You know, they Sierra Leone. You see, and so my parents like, you know, your roots from Sierra Leone, and I'm telling them, they're like, hey, you Sierra Leone? Hey, come on with us back home. But nevertheless, Nkosi is Zulu, and it means ruler, lord, or king. Mm. So that's a name that my mother was fascinated by, and she wanted me to have that.
I like that. So, that's a blessing for sure to know where you're from in there, because I have no idea. I just know my folks from down south, but I don't know like where we come from over there and everything.
Well, most people from down south coming from Sierra Leone, coming from Ghana, coming from Liberia, coming from Nigeria. Yeah. It was one of those mixtures in between. It's one of those mixtures, but we live in a day and age where you can find that out.
Yeah, I know. Part of this tech stuff is being skeptical about everything. So
true.
I started hearing about the ancestry stuff. I'm like, do I want to
give them? You know. I didn't do it. My mother did it. So shout out to mom. But the point is, somebody has to do it, and it can spark it up to say, okay, where else can we investigate and find out more?
Yeah, my mom's sister did it. I'm trying to do some math. I'm like, all right, if she's this percentage, then maybe I'm that.
Exactly.
But that's cool though. I like that because I saw that you went back to, where'd you go most recently?
I was fortunate to go to South Africa and Kenya. So I just came back last week. So 7 days ago, I would been back in Kenya last Saturday. So I was in those two countries for about a total of 3 weeks. And man, America, of course it's the country we all grew up in, so we're used to it. We're accustomed to certain things. But just being able to travel and see people that look like you doing things, they moving, they shaking, they grinding, they hustling. Yeah. They have a sense of camaraderie. Yeah. And just seeing somebody that looks like you that just don't speak English. Like you expecting them, like, yo, this is it's like Quis, it's like my man over here, it's like Jerome, and they just speaking a completely different language. And so, but to be in another country, the stress is lifted a lot more. You don't feel so like somebody's out to get you, whatever. That burden is lifted to a degree. Yeah. And it's the reason why I love going to Africa, and I promote it to anybody to go to Africa.
I haven't been, but I did get my passport. I went to Jamaica last year.
That's a start. Jamaica like that too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like Jamaica, we did like this little tour thing. So we saw like the marketplace and everything. We see the kids, how they got off of school. You see them out in their uniforms and stuff. Everybody just kind of going. It's just like community. It was so much happening. Everybody doing their own thing. It was cool to see. Mm-hmm. So that's on my list. I don't know. I'm gonna get some tips from you and some advice and everything before I go. But definitely on my list to do. But all right, I want to get into what you do for how long. If you feel comfortable, like a salary. Yeah. Oh no, man! They might have to pay for the salary. They might have to pay for the salary, please. Or we could do like a range if you want to share. But yeah. So like, what do you do and for how long?
So I am a electrical engineer. Okay. I've been doing that, I would say, since high school. I was hired out of high school as an intern back in 10th grade. So what was that? 2010.
That was before you came to when year you come to SLA?
I came to SLA in 10th grade.
10th grade, okay. I couldn't remember if it was junior year or I don't know if I mentioned that, but we went to high school together. I don't know if I
we went to high school together. We went to high school together. But no, it was junior year.
You came junior year.
Yeah, it was junior year. So I was hired that junior year. And
you got that through SLA or you?
I got that through a different from an after school like engineering program, stuff like that. And so they hired me in as an intern. At that time, I was making $10 an hour. But I mean, you making $10 an hour
as a high school
student. I mean, you good. You don't got to pay rent. You don't got to pay. I mean, if you're fortunate, you don't got to pay rent and stuff like that. And so I'm just pocketing the money. And since then, so the same job, I've been at that same job since then, since 2011.
Ain't no way.
So that's over 10 years.
Damn.
I think that's over 10 years, right?
Yeah.
That's 2011, we in 2023, that's what, 12 years?
The same company?
The same. I just got into work. My the branch head, he sent me a message the other day. He was like, "Hey, you got your 10-year service award."
Yo.
I said, 10 years? 10 years? I'm not even 30.
You've been there longer than we've been out of high school.
Exactly.
What the hell?
Exactly. And so I've been in that job, and it's a blessing.
It gotta be for you to stay there that long.
It's definitely a blessing. You know, the different things I've been able to do, the perks of traveling. For example, they have different bases of different assignments that can take you all across the world. And I've been to different places. Now, the places I've been to it's not attractive, but the fact that you can
being
fly,
able to,
exactly. So, you know, I could wake up and they say, "Hey, you gotta go to Milwaukee." And I'm just flying by myself, you know, going to the airport. Just that feeling, like everything's paid for.
Yeah, that's
everything's paid for. The hotel, the food. You just show up and you just do your thing, and you good to go. I was in San Diego. I've been to Florida. I've been in a bunch of different states, and to just learn about engineering and how I can impact the field that I'm in.
Yeah, man. One of the things I never really got from a job was that travel stuff. You know,
game changer.
The per diem. I always wanted me some per diem. Like,
man, it's a game changer. I'm telling you, man.
Damn.
I'm telling you, man. You can make. Some places is $75 a day. Other places $125 a day. You know, just being out there. So it's definitely it's definitely the best job I've had. Definitely the best job I've had.
Damn, man. So that's crazy. So it's based in Philly?
It's in South Philly.
Okay.
It's South Philly.
So what was it like during the like the pandemic and stuff when everything got shut down? I'm assuming you were going in the office, right?
I was in the office. The pandemic, it was like you kind of saw the writings on the wall. I think everybody saw the writings on the wall.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, you saw the news and then you saw your job emails.
Yeah.
And then you saw the news and you saw your job emails to get more and more severe. And it's like, all right, they might shut this thing down. Because once the rumor got out there, like it was like late February, the rumor got out like, okay, we might have to close things down, you know, to slow the spread.
Right.
That trend. And then my job sent the email like, okay, everybody's going to be full telework. And I think it's a beauty that we got to see the productivity of people, how we were able to adapt. How we were able to adapt.
For real.
You know, people were getting it done.
Yeah.
People were getting it done. Now, I would say my everybody has different fields as far as, because we're just going to focus on engineering. We're not going to talk about full on, you a doctor here, you this there, engineering.
Right.
So some people are computers, so that means they can do their work. They don't have to be in the office. But if you got other people that are more in service, they're cranking, they turning wrenches and stuff like that. They may have to be on travel. But to see how I look at it this way is one end to say, okay, the social interruptions, you know, people being depressed. But the other end is how you able to adapt and still maintain and get the job done. Because we work in a job to get the job done.
Right.
So I enjoy to see that just from an engineering standpoint, a social engineering standpoint, how people are able to adapt to still be productive.
Yeah, I would say that's one of the good things that came out of that, if it's any, is the fact that, like, my job now, before that was fully in office, now it's hybrid. A lot of jobs you kind of realize you can do this at home. Like, what are we coming in the office for? So I agree with that for sure. That's like, yeah, that's one of the, I guess, if anything good came out of that
exactly
shit, is that,
and we needed to see that. I mean, if you look at it like this, the 9 to 5, 40 hours a week was for our grandparents.
Right.
That was the Industrial Revolution.
Right.
Where manufacturing GM motors, you working at the steel mill, you like I said, you helping manufacture cars, you making weapons for World War II and going and fight overseas and stuff like that. That was the 40-hour a week. And then the market, you had the Great Depression, and then you had it was extended to like 60 hours a week, depending on if you're working at Wall Street. So if you're a finance guy, then you need to be there, you know, to maintain the accounts and stuff like that for 60 hours, so on and so forth. But now we're in an age where technology has become so advanced. I'm sure you can talk about with ChatGPT and stuff like that, where you got generative AI that can handle a lot of the the questioning and answering in real time. You know, you got so many. You got Slack, you got Dropbox, you got Gmail, you got the cloud. You got so many different ways to store data, to reference data, and it allows everybody to do their work a lot quicker. So the notion that I gotta be on the phone with dial up connection, rotary dial, I gotta call you, I wait till you get my message, call me back, I gotta get a pager. All of that has become condensed, and so now I've seen rumors about a 3-hour work week. Or not a 3-hour, a 3-day work week. And I think most companies, especially Fortune 500, like your JP Morgans, if you're on the tech side, you can get away with a 3-day work week versus doing a 5-day or 6-day. It's like for what?
No, I agree. You put it perfectly. And I never really thought about it like that, but everything moves so much faster now. We don't necessarily need that full 8 hours to get the same amount of work done, or the same quality of work done, I should say, because, you know, that matters more. But yeah, that's a good joint already. I'm gonna have to clip that for sure. But then I've never met anybody our age that had the same job that as long as you. So I'm kind of in uncharted waters right now. So I guess we could go. All right, perfect. We could just go into the next one. Because for you to start that early, I gotta know what got you into tech or engineering. Like you mentioned, how you just how you think in general. So like, I guess that started early. What got you into that?
I got it. So my father, he's more of a philosophical guy. So he like history is as fast. Like when I told you about, you know, I like to look at, you know, history and world religions and stuff like that. That's from my father's side. My mother, she's always been in education. So she
I remember that.
She has a PhD from Temple University in education psychology. So she always grilled. She wanted us in science, technology, engineering, math. She saw the trend.
She knew, yeah.
Now, I did not. My mother had programs where she was teaching coding class, so you could learn SQL, you can learn Java, you can learn HTML, you can learn those coding. I couldn't do it to save my life. I was not interested. But robotics, you had me. I was doing mechanical work on cars, learning about, you know, how a car could be a 14-part air and 7-part fuel, and that air to fuel mixture helps combustion of a car to run and stuff like that. So all those different things I was fascinated by. I was like, okay, you got me. But the coding side, I just wasn't interested. And so that's still that exposure, which is key, I'm sure you know as well. That exposure, just planting those seeds.
Just thinking about it.
It was always in the back of my mind. Maybe if I could do this. I could maybe do it. And so, however you start navigating through life, it came back and said, okay, it's college time. Let me just do engineering. Right. So I had my internships. I had so much exposure. It was like there's nowhere else to go. And I didn't want to be broke.
Right.
I didn't want to be broke. Right. I didn't want to come out of college broke. As a man, come on, man. You know how it is out here. I'm gonna come out of college broke.
Yeah, that would have.
Trying to figure it out. Oh, I gotta get my job here. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the night job here, and then I'm gonna still go back to school. Hell no.
And then the loans on top of that.
On the loans,
you'd have been setting yourself up.
Setting myself up for foolishness. And so no, engineering, as you know, it puts you on a track. Now you may not be rich, but a lot of rich people are engineers. A lot of CEOs have an engineering background, or they have a business MBA background. And so I said, okay, let me put myself in position. I already got exposed to this stuff. I already got hired out of high school. I got to be a damn fool to turn my back and say, you know what, I'm gonna do history. Let me be a history teacher. Shout out to all my history teachers, because I would love to have done that. Like, that's a passion, but passion don't always pay. You see what I'm saying? So I chose engineering, and I give my mother so much credit for that. And it's been so lucrative. It's been a lot less stress, you know, because you're in a field where not a lot of people can speak that language. Right. I would say we're all engineers. If you're an English teacher, you're an engineer, because engineer is somebody who problem solves. So if you're solving a problem, you're an engineer. Right. And so we're all engineers, but this lane of engineering, utilizing math, utilizing science, utilizing computer technology, that field, not everybody can wrap their minds around.
Right.
And so when few people can wrap their minds around a certain idea and it's in demand, guess what? You get paid.
You get, exactly.
So I said, all these things are floating in the mind, and I said, all right, I got it. Let me just do this. Stick with this and see how far I can take it.
Yeah.
And so that's what I've been doing so far.
So a couple things about that I really love. The fact that your mom is who got you into it, which we don't. For one, I've been trying to, get more women on this joint in general. Mm-hmm. Just because I don't see a lot of women in this field or in this, in this lane or whatever. But your mom getting you thinking about things outside of the typical stuff you taught. You could have easily been, all right, we're going to have you playing ball. You're going to play ball.
I could have been
what
8 basketballs dribbling around.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
a football in my hand.
And one thing I've been thinking about is, like, we get our kids on that stuff early, but not this stuff, not the engineering stuff, not the thinking outside the box and how you can do certain things and build certain things and everything. So you mentioned the exposure, and that's one of the things I've been thinking about. Is like, is that lack of exposure why we don't see a lot more people? And we're gonna get into this later, like how many, as a black man, what that's like for you. Mm-hmm. But like, why don't we see more of us? Is it really just we haven't been exposed to it?
That's it. Mm-hmm. That's the critical mass. We have not been exposed to this. Because we're not stupid. Right. Humans in general have become smarter. Mm-hmm. And this is just a scientific fact. We've become smarter in a certain fields and then dumber in other fields. Mm-hmm. But in the technology piece, we've become smarter. But there is a, and I would say there's a strategic, there's a strategic veil that gets put on certain communities that have access to certain things. I agree. And so lower end communities, I don't care what the color is, may not have full access to certain things. Yeah. And so engineering, robotics is expensive.
Right.
That's not buying a computer and building that from scratch. That ain't a cheap thing. Ain't no cheap thing. Yeah. That you poor. I ain't got no money. I'm just working. I can't afford to just buy. Let me get my son it. But you can. Some people will say you can. Your priorities messed up. But I'm not. Let's not go there. Yeah, let's not go there. The exposure. Let's just say the exposure to the reality of it first. Of saying that this is something that children can do and excel. All societies are built on first education.
Right, I agree.
The quality of the education shows the quality of the society. So when you have high quality education, you have a high technologically advanced society. Look at China, look at Singapore. They pushed education and China is leading on technology. We get most of our stuff from China. Mm-hmm. We get a lot of the coders that are coming from China, India, so on and so forth. Yeah. And so even a lot of your engineers in my field, electrical engineers, Pakistanis are doing excellent at that. Excuse me. And so that type of exposure to quality education leads to technological advancement, which leads to more economic boom because now you have new technology. People want to buy it. People want to use it. People want to give you top dollar, whether it's in medicine, whether it's a new iPhone. They want to spend on that because it gives them a sense of convenience. Right. So your economy booms. And so all these things, when your economy booms, more people get married. So it's a cycle that goes on and on and on that happens when you have education. Now, when you rob somebody of education or when somebody's not exposed to education, then they'll go to a more primal outlook on life or a short-term outlook on life of, I got to get mine's hand over fist. I got to just eat. I got to eat for the now. And if you got something that I want, I'm going to just take it. Exactly. Because they're not educated on or being exposed to different things. And so, the lack of education produces a poor mindset or outlook on life.
Bruh, you just...
I didn't know he's gonna take it all the way here though.
No, we gonna get into some shit, but damn, bro, you just solved the a lot of the issues, and I agree heavily because it's like everything you said that it's like a trickle down type of thing, or it kind of feeds off of each other. You know what I'm saying? Without the knowledge of it, you don't. If you don't even know what you don't know, you already behind. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's that kind of like, goes along with what you were saying. Like I can't even really expand on it. You said everything, but damn, bro, you giving me some crazy shit today. God damn, yo, you really touched on like exactly what the problem is.
Well, I appreciate that.
Damn. All right, so we got how you got into that. So it sounds like tech was originally always the plan. Or some type of engineering or like some type of.
Because some people say technology is different than engineering. Yeah. So but that spirit, yes.
That realm, I guess.
That realm, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So all right, cool. Yeah, that's perfect. So now that we know you went to SLA. We know you had your internship, your job set up. Where did you go to school? And how did that work along with having a real job and going to college? Like, what was that like?
Well, I went to the illustrious Morgan State University.
Morgan State.
Historically black college and university, founded in 1865. Shout out to all our bears out there. And it's been definitely a beautiful university. The community camaraderie is one of the top producing African engineering programs in the country. And so to go to that type of program and graduate from there is definitely an honor. And so I went there. I would do my classes and then my internship, same job. And it was fortunate enough they gave me a scholarship.
Oh, the job or
the job gave me a scholarship to, towards tuition. So I was able to come out with student loans that I'm able to pay off.
Me too.
Exactly. So the field it has its benefits.
Yeah,
it has its benefits, and so that's what I did. That now it took me 5 years.
Me too.
It took me 5 years to get my bachelor's. But I still enjoyed the journey, and I don't have any regrets about college. I enjoyed it. I loved it. It loved me back, and so it was definitely a good time. And I think college is a moment where people, I will say, because I was talking to a friend of mine that we went to college together. I wish I wasn't as. Let's put it like this. I wish I didn't enjoy college as much as I did. I think that's everybody. Maybe a lot of people would say that.
You feel like after you got done, it kind of hit you like. Now it's real life.
Not necessarily now it's real life. It's like you get to a point, or for me, for example, I got to a point like, yo, I could have been doing this. I could have been learning this particular situation.
Oh, I get what you, okay.
Back here.
Right.
So by this time, I'll be a master at it.
Right.
So
you feel like you wasted time on other stuff.
Exactly.
On the fun stuff.
Not the fun. Not necessarily. Yeah. Maybe a little bit too much fun.
Okay.
And I wasn't even having that much fun. I was having my fun. Let's make it clear. But I wasn't having that much fun when I'm over here. I don't even remember my name the next day.
Right.
But I could have been using a little bit more time. If I just dedicated a little bit, like 2 more hours a week on learning a particular niche skill, that was like, okay, I know, because now I don't know if I could say this. Maybe you had to clip it out.
I could.
But when you messaged me on IG about that client, so I took a particular talent, a skill set of mine, because I use engineering as a sense of maybe not being the most technical. I'm not going to be Elon Musk as far as intellect on engineering concepts, but I do understand.
I mean.
Hold on. But I got Elon Musk here. Let's put it like this. Engineering, I use it as a tool to say, okay, business as well. And so I use engineering to start an engineering company, which now I'm able to get clientele.
Right.
Because I do know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Let's not make it. I ain't no slouch. Yeah. So I do know what I'm talking about. And with that, I've been able to get clientele. And man, we talk about salary. I'm pushing to match my salary. I only started 3 months ago.
Damn.
I only started 3 months ago. So by the grace of the Most High, I've been able to start reaching those numbers, because business on the other side is a whole different ball game.
Yeah, man.
It's a whole different ball game.
You setting your own prices, your own time, and everything.
Prices and times.
Yeah.
you know, like I said, that's maybe a separate dialogue in itself, but it's still engineering. So it's an engineering company. I still have my engineering job, and I'm still, like I said, I'm still able to set my prices, and I'm making money. It's a beautiful feeling.
Sheesh,
it's
man.
A beautiful feeling.
I was just gonna say, don't sell yourself short with Elon. I feel like you probably know more than him. I would say, he's a businessman. I'll say.
Yeah, he's a businessman.
More than an engineer.
Yeah, he's a businessman more than an engineer.
But yeah, no, I definitely. That's what got me thinking about you, was when I saw that story. You talking to the client or whatever. And that's why I was wondering, like, what do you do? Because from the verbiage and everything in the conversation and everything, I could tell it was something along the lines of what I used to do with the freelance stuff. Because I've had similar type of interactions with people, where, you know, I'm making a website for them or something like that, and it's just we just not on the same page. Like,
yeah.
And those
I know what you're talking about.
Those times is like, honestly, I had to take a break from took a step back from the freelance sites and stuff like that, because
it's taxing. It can be taxing.
It was, yeah, man. Like, working with people and trying to, you know, you have a vision for what you know you can do yourself because of your expertise. They have what they want, and then y'all gotta figure out where that middle ground is. And sometimes y'all don't always meet, and it can get annoying. It could get like, oh, I don't feel like doing this stuff, and that's where I started doing more stuff like this, where I can
control the narrative and control the environment.
And I could get my feel for like the tech stuff and you know, that social aspect of it without having to sit here and work with somebody and, do you like this revision? Do you like this, like stuff like that?
Exactly. I would say, see, the thing with coding and you dealing with clients is that they think you can do the impossible. Yeah. And let's say you can do the impossible, but it may not be for the price that you gave them. So it's like, I'm doing the impossible, but I'm still only getting paid X amount of dollars. Like, this ain't worth all of this. Right. And so
exactly.
And so for me, because you talk about what do I do for my engineering company, we do something called mechanical, electrical, and plumbing design. Okay. So if you look around your house, you see these light fixtures here. You see right there, you got your fire alarm. So if fire come out, you're gonna hear that alarm coming in through. You got your smoke detector. You got your vent for your HVAC. So I design these things. Now the beauty of it, you can't do the impossible because there's codes. You gotta stick to. You just can't throw 15 lights right here. Yeah. Because that's against the code. Yeah. So you know, as much as a client will come to me and say, I want to do this. Well, hold on now. You can
put them more in like a these box. Are your restraints.
These are your restraints. And stay right here.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And so with that, it allows me to work with clients. And even though I probably may have one or two that was just out of the ordinary, but I've been getting client feedback that love referrals. So I got this project here. I got this my buddy right here. Can you? And so I've been getting flooded. Like, I'm flooded right now. Damn. I'm flooded in a good way with work to keep me, you know, my head up, you know, for at least 3 months now.
Sheesh, so that's solid, bro. That's good. So, and then that word of mouth gonna keep traveling.
That word of mouth keeps traveling. Yeah. And so I have a system. And, you know, one thing about Africa, like I said, you know, the exposure. So there's engineers over there. And so I'm training a couple to be able to do the same type of design work. So now I get to exactly outsource, and I can outsource a little bit. And I just stick with the client because the clients love me because I'm responsive. I'm on it. You text me out, what's up? I'm right here. And they love that. Oh, it feels personal. Yeah. I mean, of course, who wouldn't like that? Right. You know, you sending them some money. And you want to be able to text them at all times of the night. And they respond. And they're like, he's on it. Yeah. And so they love. That's one of the things I make sure. And this goes kind of in the business, but I make sure, especially when you're dealing with clients, I learned that, you know, they like, even if I'm really not even working on something, I just respond and say, yeah, I got you. I understand. Okay, cool. All right, no worries. And they just get excited. Yeah. And so that type of customer service, because one thing people complain about, especially minorities, customer service is garbage.
Yeah.
You know, me, I that bubble don't exist over here. That stereotype don't exist over here. You feel like you get 5-star service.
Oh, for sure.
And so with that 5-star service, I get to charge a 5-star price,
right,
which allows me to again grow my business more and more. Because I'm gonna say this out, and we can go maybe to the next subject. A lot of people talk about business, especially, you know, everybody's saying this whole credit thing. And like I said, I don't want to get too much of it in a tangent, but business is not easy. No, it's not easy. Whether you're freelancing, whether you have other people that work for you, whatever. It's not easy. Business is warfare. Yeah, it's a battle. And your exchange is money. Yeah. And so nobody wants to lose money. Exactly. You understand? Sure, yeah. So nobody wants to, so everybody is a tension with it. Yeah. You know, you want to keep people happy, you want to do a good, so it's not easy, and the social media age makes it seem like it's easy. But what I'm doing, I can't sell a course on. You see what I'm saying? I can't sell a course on what I'm doing. No. It's not, it's no way. Yeah. One, I don't have that much time to be sitting down to try to sell a course. Right. Two, it's just too complex for the average person to do. And so, but like I said, I've been fortunate to being able to do that. And like I said, it's only been 3-4 months, and I'm cracking some numbers. Sheesh, man. I'm cracking some numbers.
I can't wait to, a little down the line, we're gonna get into like where you see yourself going. I'm excited to see like what some of your plans are. Absolutely. For that. But that's what's up, bro. I love that, and I relate to a lot of what you're saying. I mean, what you're doing though, I feel like it's another level, because honestly, anybody could put together a Shopify website. It just comes down to like they don't be wanting to do it.
Exactly.
You know, coding might be another level that's gonna take more work and everything. But what you do has such, you know, a specific point and like I don't know the word I'm looking for, but purpose, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, there's constraints, there's rules around it and stuff like that. And like knowing that stuff is why you get paid the big bucks, because not knowing that, you do something against code, now y'all getting fines, y'all getting violations, y'all getting all types of stuff. Exactly. So that's why, you know what I'm saying, you're able to name your price and do everything like that. And I fuck with that, bro. I love that.
I appreciate it.
For sure. So I want to get into... All right. I love this question, bro. This is always where it get a little juicy. So as a black man in this field, like you said, mostly white male, Asian, mostly dominated field, right? What has it been like as a black man navigating this field?
Well, it's a twofold, because you got some. Let's put it like this. For me personally, you know, people and just in general always try to push to see how comfortable, how much power they can have over you. You see what I'm saying? And so, whether that shows up as an ignorant racial statement, whether that shows up as being a micromanager, whether that shows up many different ways. And so people are going to try to, we all do it. We all try to see, okay, can I say this joke? Yeah. Got to talk about your mama here, and, you know, and we all got to say, oh, no, don't work like that. Yeah. So at my job, I remember, this is, I think this is like year 2. Damn. It's year 2. Walking in the office, I'm an intern. Me and my younger brother work there. But it's just me. And one of the coworkers, he comes out, he's listening to Black Eyed Peas. He likes pop music or something like that, hip hop, pop music. And he comes out, and he's like, Nadif, is it nigger or is it nigga? And I'm like, oh, what the hell?
Ain't no way, bro.
I said, yo, we. I said, today's the day?
At the gig?
I'm like, he like, yo, I just want to know, is it nigger or is it nigga?
This a white guy?
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, and I'm just shocked.
Oh, bro, I did not expect that.
I'm just shocked.
I didn't expect that at all.
I'm just shocked. But this is right before the era, and I'll put it like this: before 2020. People could say certain things and get away with it. Yeah. Now with sensitivity, you know, you can't. Oh no, this is offensive. Oh no! You creating an unsafe work environment.
Right.
But before you can say certain things, and nobody. So that wasn't grounds for me to get paid. You see, it wasn't grounds for me to say, "Oh, well, I feel unsafe."
No, bro,
but that's what he said. He said, "Is it nigga or is it nigga?" And I'm like, "Yo, my man."
Yo, I cannot believe somebody said that, bro. I'd never expected that, yo. That's a different level, bro. That's different, like.
So this is at the job. Like I said, I haven't shared where I work. I shared the location. I'm not sharing where I work. But another incident. one dude was like, "Oh yeah. We in the manager's in his office or something like that. Talking about what we gonna do for the year. What's the plan for the year?" Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Yeah, we gonna crack the whip on Nadif." And I'm like, "Yo, man!" I'm like, "Yo, where my phone at?" I'm like, "Where my phone at?" Because I don't look at it. I look at it at people. We all gonna say something stupid.
Yo.
And white people have been known to say stupid, ignorant stuff.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. So I'm like, but my phone isn't here to capitalize on these moments. And so he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna crack the whip." And I'm like, "Crack the whip? What? Yo, you know what you saying?"
Of all this stuff, and that be the stuff that be like, the microaggressions, but it's like, do you know what you saying, or are you like really that I don't even know, unsocially aware? I
don't believe nobody's that ignorant.
I
don't believe nobody's that ignorant. Some stuff is just subconscious.
No, for sure.
Some like a man could be walking, he see a fine woman with a curvy body, he just subconsciously gonna look.
Yeah.
I mean, it just is what it is. So some people, I do believe, is ingrained to just say ignorant, prejudiced statements like that. Yeah. And I feel like, oh, I didn't know this was a bad thing.
Not even think about it.
Exactly. But to me, I'm like, God damn, where my phone? I can't capture this.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm gonna crack the whip. I'm like, I can't punch him in the office. I'm gonna look crazy. And so the manager, I'm like, nah. So I come back the next day. Because when it happened in the moment, I was shocked.
Yeah, and that's usually how it is.
Usually, I didn't know this is going to be try me today type of day today. Like, so I'm like, all right, let me come back tomorrow. And I go to the dude who made the statement. I say, yo, my man, that's not a funny statement. Okay. We don't got a joke like that.
Yeah, I'm glad.
And his face get red. He look at me. He's like, oh man, like I'm talking about like he about to pop. Like he's a tomato. And I'm looking at it and I'm giving him the look. Like, look, man, this not gonna happen again. Yeah. Like this not gonna happen again. And so he was like, okay, yeah, I understand. And so I just went around the room. The party's involved. I said, look, it's not the language I'm going to accept. Now there's other people in there that might be, that don't matter. You could talk to them like that. Right. Like there's another guy who works there that said you could crack the whip, and he gonna he like, oh, that's so funny, Miss Boss Man, that's so funny. But me, I'm like, okay, I understand that this is not my job. I don't own this place. Right. I understand there's a history, the country, so on and so forth. But not every old thing gonna be able to get away with.
Yeah, I'm glad you. For one, you didn't just react, which is a skill in itself. Mm-hmm. It's just not just like, you know what I'm saying, snapping out. You took the time, you reflected, you like, yeah, I gotta say something about this. You said something about it, nip that, and that's sometimes you do need that. That moment to yourself where it's like, yo, that really happened. Like in that moment, you probably not even gonna realize the gravity of it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm glad you did that, or you said something about it. That first story though, bro,
nigga,
I can't believe that shit. Oh, that's the shit from the Boondocks.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a Boondocks. Is it?
Like, this is real life.
It's real life. He had a straight face. It wasn't no joke. It wasn't no smirk. It wasn't no April Fool's Day. You know how we go. It wasn't none of that. He wanted a response.
That he was seriously asking. Like, that be the thing, bro. It's like, but one's like, my nigga, I'm at my job. I'm trying to work. You know what I'm saying? You said this was your second year at the internship. You trying to learn. You trying to be the best you can be. why are you coming up to me asking me this dumb shit,
why we
bro?
talking about that? Like, exactly.
Like, what?
Like, all the things to talk about.
You don't got nobody else you can ask this to. First of all, it's not even something you need to be asking. Why are you even thinking about that? But it's like, I'm at work trying to do my job, and that be the thing I'll be talking about mostly with this, with like being the only black person around, or, you know, some people's first black experience. Mm-hmm. It's like, I'm black, but I'm a lot of other stuff too. You don't gotta talk to me about shit just because I'm black, just because you see something related to black people. Oh, I'm the one black person you know, so let me go ask Marquise. Like, no, I hate that shit, bro. And it's crazy. Like, the stories I've been hearing, you got the craziest story.
That's a crazy story.
That's hands. I don't think anybody gonna top that. But
wow.
Yeah, I've heard some fucked up stories, some crazy stories. You know, a couple of my own, and then it's like even not the. This is one story I'll talk about a lot, but I don't want to get into that one. But like the non-racial stuff, but like the cultural differences too. So it's like it's this guy that sit next to me, and I'm on a call one day or something, and he's like trying to. I think I had something in my beard or some shit. He's snapping at me, and I'm ignoring it, and then he snap trying to get my attention. So I get off the call. I'm like, what? I'm like, don't snap at me. He like, oh sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like basically like he's not politically correct, whatever he tried to say. But I'm like, yeah, don't do that. Like,
we ain't snapping.
Don't snap it. Like, and I don't know if that's a black thing or not. I just remember like back in the day, my pop like he'll be on the phone or something. We'd be making too much noise as young boys. He snap at us.
Yeah, it's an authority thing.
Yeah. So to snap at me, I'm like, and not necessarily a racial thing, but like you said, it could be one of those little tippy toe, like, let me see what I can get away with type things too.
Exactly.
And so yeah, like sometimes you just gotta nip that shit. Like, we not doing that.
Yeah, we just not doing that.
You're not snapping at me. You're not cracking the whip.
No, you're not cracking the whip.
It's not.
Like, we cracking the whip.
Like, no, of all the stuff you could have said, bro. Like, no, that's not what we do. We not cracking no whips around here, bro.
It's just but like I said, going back to the beginning when I was talking about traveling to Africa, you know, that level, those transgressions just don't. It's like a refresher. You know, it's like you can rebaptize yourself each time. You're just going over because none of that stuff is happening over there. Nobody's talking about cracking the whip on each other. Like that's it's not even a joke. Nobody say nigga.
Yeah, I
need barely say nigga over there.
Yeah, I need to get over it.
And so bro. You know, it's just it's a grounding. There's a sense of grounding that happens. So that's why I enjoy it because it keeps the stress off.
Damn, I meant to get out there. I do want to get into while we still on this topic. Yeah, we making good time. Okay. Yeah, so while we still on that topic, we got into like what it is what it's like at work. What is it like when it comes to clients and stuff like that? You're also younger too, and I would imagine in this field you're probably working with a lot of people maybe in their 40s, 50s and stuff like that. So what is that like being younger, making running your business and being basically a young black male doing it?
Well, I noticed I didn't have no problems.
Really? That's good.
Really, but grace to the most, I haven't had any problems so far. When anybody's saying, well, color your skin, I don't know, you may be a little stupid, stuff like that.
Assumption.
You may be a little slow. I haven't had that, and I have clients from all walks of life: Indian clients, Caucasian clients, Asian clients, African American clients. So French clients, like I just haven't had any issue, and I think I would say in my field, because a lot of the people who do this type of work, I would say they're from like either India or Pakistan, so they prefer to work with somebody who's from America.
Got you, yeah.
And so it may not be a color thing, but it may be a geographical thing, and I fit the geographic location, and so they call me up all the time. So I haven't had any issues in that matter.
Yeah, I haven't even thought about that aspect of it. Where it's like, whether you're black or not, you're getting that benefit of being American, which is, that makes sense. I didn't even think about that.
Which and I would say in this particular stance, I like, because put me on a rank of competence. like don't rank me, don't categorize me because of my color.
Right.
Categorize me because of my competence,
what
because I know what I can do.
Right. Exactly.
So the next man can do better, then choose the next man that can do better. But don't just say choose the next man because he fits a certain color code. You see what I'm saying?
And that's what I was gonna say too. Is like, you know what you're talking about, and that'll take you farther than anything else. You got something right here on the other side. I think you got it. Yeah. But yeah, knowing what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? That alone will give you a level of authority that people will respect, regardless of anything else. So, I think that's a good thing. I mean, a good point, kind of. I never really thought about, but as fucked up as it is to try to navigate these fields and these lanes as the token sometimes, which I guess kind of speaks to us having to be twice as good, but also like knowing what we're talking about can level the playing field a little bit more. But also I do feel like we gotta, to get in some of those rooms, we gotta work twice as hard a little bit. So
well, I see the whole get into the room thing. I look at it like, competence. There's somebody who knows what they're talking about, and I would say, I don't know, maybe you clip this out, maybe you don't. But from my perspective, there's a lot of African Americans that want to finesse their way. I'm gonna finesse my way to 6 figures. I'm gonna just act like I know what I'm doing. Take a little course here, and I'm gonna get this little job. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna say keywords and go to the meetings, and you can squeeze your way in.
Yeah,
you can squeeze your way in, and I can't say that's. I mean, if you move in a survivor's mentality, we coming off of an era where we was, people was getting hung. Yeah. So we in the survival era, so people gotta do what they gotta do. So I'm not mad at the finesse. I'm not. I'm saying let's take it now. Once we get in these, let's take it to another realm and get competent.
Right.
Become that master in your field. So if you computer program, you web development, like you the king at that. If you a hacker, you the king at that. You electrical engineer, like you know how to develop, whether it be powering cars, whether it be powering homes, whether it be powering planes, whatever. I can go to you. I can put my trust and say this person knows. So if this was like airlines developed by all African Americans, this is top notch engineering going at work. Just like we know the Germans can make a BMW because they know that field, they mastered that. And so I want us to get to the point where we master the technical aspect versus just mastering the look and then playing the get me all in because you need to meet the diversity quota, which is cool because everybody's gonna play a game that's gonna fit them. Everybody's gonna take advantage. For sure. We got the problem immigration. People taking advantage of a relaxed border. This is what it is. So I'm not gonna be mad at that per se, and it stands back to engineering. But I want us to be, because there's a lot of brothers that just in it for the finesse. Sisters just in it for the finesse. And I'm saying you in an opportunity, because these companies are Fortune 500, Fortune 50, Fortune 100, startups. Yeah. They will pay for you to become an expert, so you can stay on board. So I know we all want to take the trips. I know we all want to get the car. I know we all want a house. We all want to be, high value this and high value that and boss in this and boss that. But let's fill our brain with the knowledge that fortifies the position that we're in.
Sheesh, bro. This motherfucker spitting the thing, bro.
Like that, brother.
Nah, for sure though. Like one thing I pride myself in is like if I'm gonna do something, as you can see, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put my best foot forward. I'm not gonna half-ass it, nothing. Whether I'm sweeping the floor, whether I'm doing this, whether I'm coding something. And I love that you mentioned that, you brought that up. I know you're gonna have some good tips from people. But yeah, you've been dropping some gems, bro. But I agree 100%. It's like getting in the door is not good enough. The finesse isn't good enough. Make sure that you're actually applying yourself, and also like when you really become a expert in what you're doing, that's security. You might have job security, but any job could lay you off. Any job could go down, whatever. Real security is having that knowledge that if something do happen, you can start freelancing. You can find another job. You could get with recruiters or whatever and be able to apply the knowledge that you gain into another opportunity. And I think that's what people don't really be thinking about when they do that type of stuff. It's like, I'm in the door, I'm doing enough, I'm corporate, whatever, corporate bull, whatever, and then, I'm taking my trips and everything. But are you really learning the stuff that's going to take you to the next level? And I love that you brought that up. That's it.
The only people worrying about ChatGPT is gonna take my job. It's somebody who know in the back of their mind. If they ask me one technical question, I ain't got no answer. I ain't got no answer. And they say, yo, do Hello World right now. The boss coming, yo, you know what I'm talking about. Yo, call Hello World right now on job. And they like, those are the people that's complaining about Chat. If you consider one of the world's best, you're not gonna be concerned about ChatGPT.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you at the top.
For sure.
So you either the person that's involved in ChatGPT, understand ChatGPT, or can leverage ChatGPT to make you
do what you
got to do.
Yo, so that is hilarious. So,
that's what I'm saying. We got to be able to fortify ourselves with the knowledge.
Oh shit! You are absolutely right, bro. Do Hello World right now.
Do Hello World. You gonna say, wait, you came from where? Let me see your resume. You said you did this. You can't do Hello World? I can do Hello World.
No, you are hilarious, bro. Because I've literally seen people say, like, lie on your resume. I'm like, yo, do not lie on your resume. Be honest. Build a portfolio before you lie on your damn resume.
Yeah, because come on. Nobody want to be caught with their pants down.
Exactly.
Nobody caught with their pants
down. My goodness, bro. That was hilarious. But, all right. I love getting into that topic and everything because it always, goes into something else, so like some more or whatever. But all right. So next, I want to get into like what adversity, because for you, from what I'm hearing, it sounded like you had like a pretty good path. Like you got a good hit on your shoulder. So it seemed like you know what I'm saying. You knew what you wanted to do. You got into it early. You've been there. You're thriving in your business now. So what adversity, what obstacles have you had to overcome over your time?
Well, I think especially as men, we struggle with a sense of sometimes insecurity.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And some people at different degrees, like, yo, am I really able to do this? Am I good enough for that?
That imposter syndrome.
Exactly. Like, yo, is this really happening for me?
Right.
Stuff like that. And so,
damn.
And so adversity looks different for different people. And that,
wow.
I would say that may be one of the things that impact me. Is like, yo, is this really happening like that? Like, damn, is this really happening for me? Like, is this like, so those type of moments.
That's heavy. Wow.
So those type of moments, really allows me. It makes me reflect.
Damn.
Like, because we all not promised nothing.
Right.
We not promised, like you said, job security. And we're not promised that, but to be able to be in these positions, it's more so like just remaining a sense of humility.
Absolutely.
Because arrogance, God doesn't like arrogance. It just doesn't like arrogance. And so, having that quiet confidence, it allows me to push forward.
Quiet confidence, I like that.
That quiet confidence allows me to push forward. So, yeah, the adversity, like, have I had some challenges? Yeah, I mean, a business, you always gonna have challenges. I mean, like, let's put it like this: the first client I had, I lost money. Very first client, I lost money. Yeah. I mean, most people like, oh, I'm throwing it away, but I kept going. I kept going, and so next client I made money. Client I made a little bit more money. And I'm making a little bit more money. Now I'm making some money, and so it's that discipline. It's that grit, and not everybody has it, and it's not a problem if everybody don't got it.
I agree.
That's one thing that social media makes, like, everybody gotta be this boss leader, big dog, alpha male. Like, that's not everybody. We're not designed like that.
Right.
You can't have a world where everybody's alpha.
Right.
Like, so if it's a top dog, he the top. All right, we rocking with you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But why would I be stupid? You top dog. I think I'm a top dog.
So let me
conflict with you for no reason. No. So there's it's recognizing, like I said, my lane, and going full throttle. You know, finding something that you can passionate about, whether it pays or not. You know,
right.
Because once you already have your food over your head, then you can find something
you
passionate.
You can play with this stuff.
You can play with yourself and just be passionate about it, because it makes life worth living.
Right, I agree.
And so that's the, like I said, that'll be my answer for that. It's not really adversity, but just more so, you know, being grateful for the moments.
Damn, bro. You said there's a couple things you touched on that I want to kind of double back. Yeah, you mentioned like that feeling of like, there's times where I'm working, or like even being here in this apartment and shit, I'm like, this is really my crib. Like, I really got myself to this point and applied myself in all them hard nights of, you know, putting that work in and studying and stuff like that. Like, and it's like, you said it better, but essentially it's that feeling of, have I earned this? Or, you know, compared to where I see some of my family, some of my, you know, people I knew back in the day and stuff like that, it's like, for me to be in this position where I'm able to do even this type of stuff and go buy cameras and stuff like that, like, it's definitely humbling to be able to be in these type of positions.
Absolutely. Because sometimes it could be like, yo, this is a little too easy.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this is too easy. This it? Like, this it? This all I gotta do?
Like, and I get paid to do this?
I get paid to do this?
Like, it's crazy, bro.
Like, for real.
But then I had to think about it, like, think about how much, you said 5 years, I did 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about how much time went into getting to this point where we can feel like,
that's true,
it's too easy.
That's true.
We make it look easy, I'll say it like that.
Exactly. And that's a good point. We make it look easy because all those nights.
Right.
Even college, you grind. I mean, engineering ain't no easy feat.
Yo.
It ain't no just walking apart. I mean, you got calculus, you got calc 2, you got calc 3.
I took up the...
You got the intro to engineering, you got intro to computer engineering, whatever the field that you specifying in.
Right.
That stuff ain't no easy, Joe. That ain't easy. And so to be able to do that night in and night out, and then the learning curve on the job, night in and night out. And so it is a point in people's careers where you get like a, you know, that cruising altitude. Yeah. And then you be like, wow, you know, this thing.
It's cool.
It's kind of cool. Every 2 weeks it's like this.
Right.
Every 2 weeks. And you look at that, you look at your retirement account, like, oh,
yeah, like this show, okay, I see it.
And so it's like, you know, but it's not to be taken for granted, because there's other opportunities of people that doing stuff probably triple the times of output of money or quote unquote success than we're doing. Right. So it's just different levels of where we find ourselves in our lanes.
Right.
But yeah, you know, it's that grind, and then just seeing like, yo, some of these days it's really, I mean, you could be one meeting for the week. You know, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, y'all, you know, I'm going on vacation. You know, see, like, you know, the boss or, you know, supervisor or whoever, you know, the team lead could be like, all right, I'm going on vacation, stuff like that. So, you know, that was me, because I'm the head of I was head of the project.
Oh, right.
And I'm like, all right.
And you was going for 3 weeks.
I said, you know what? I'm gonna go 3 weeks, y'all. All right, we out of here. And that was it. So, but that I would say, you know, I'm gonna let you ask the next question. You keep going.
All right. What's the next? Okay. I mean, this kind of goes into that, but all right. So, where do you see yourself going? I mean, it's tech related, but also outside of tech, you could talk about just life in general. Where you see yourself going 5, 10 years, 20 years from now?
Well, I
20 plus.
I definitely want to see myself married. I definitely want to see myself married with, you know, family.
Me too.
You know, marriage is such a staple and a legacy builder. Yeah. And forget the money stuff. You get all the money and the career stuff, just to being able to impact myself through my offspring. You see what I'm saying? So having a wife, having a child, children, and stuff like that, and be able to pour the things that I've learned into them, and then see how they grow and how they mature from that. So that's something that I'm looking forward to. You know, I pray that I'm blessed with the opportunity. And so now back to business and career, I really want to take this engineering thing to the next level. I got stuff that I've been doing. I'm bringing some people on board that can help me with different areas of business development. So I want to take it to the next level because what I've been able to do.
Yeah, I was about to say, well, what you did in 4 months, bro. I can only imagine how 5 years, 10 years gonna be.
Exactly. So being able to level it up like that is important. I don't want to go too fast because a lot of people want to say, "Oh, let me just carry that," no. But then you crash and burn. But just a gradual, pace. So
maintainable growth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the plan.
That's you just saying like 5-10 years in general.
Oh man, you talking about 10 years?
10 years, 20 plus years.
I mean, I would see myself. I want to have. So I want my children to be raised overseas.
Oh really?
I want my children to be raised in Africa.
Okay.
And I want to have my house and my wife.
Have you decided which country?
It's debating on either South Africa, Kenya, or Egypt. My friend he's been pushing Egypt and doing a lot of new development to make it look like Dubai. So Dubai and Africa makes sense to me. But South Africa, Kenya, right now, are definitely top on the list. And I want my children to be bilingual from birth.
Oh, for sure.
You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
I can have them bilingual from birth, trilingual from birth.
Man, I wish I could do
that exposure. You see what I'm saying? That level of, you talk about exposure and education. That level of exposure, just naturally, I want them to have that. And just being in an environment where they can excel and not have to worry about some of the BS that we go through. Yeah. The pressures from outside forces and internal forces. Some people that look like us just hating, and other people that don't look like us that's just hating. Yeah. And so that level of pressure, I don't want to shelter them, but not everybody got to start with that level of
that adversity.
And that level of unnecessary adversity.
Right.
Like I was talking to my friend, and we were just like, "Yo, my son is being bullied." I'm pulling him out the school. I'm not gonna say, "Oh, you getting bullied," but we gonna come on, son. I'm gonna teach you how to fight. You gonna go up there, you gonna uppercut. I'm like, why he gotta learn all that at 9, 10 years old? Yeah. He should be learning math, engineering, science, history, all of that stuff. Why he gotta learn about? He gotta get a bully, and what the bully is twice his size and really whooping his body. Now you gotta get up there. It's stupid. It's just stupid. If my children getting bullied, it's not. We don't gotta go on a hero's journey. I gotta prove you gotta prove that you a man at 10 years old. No, that's unnecessary. Right. Someone just go to a different school. But in this environment, it's like, oh no, you gonna have to show him. Right. You can't go back in the house and lose a fight. You see all, and it's just for what? Yeah. Because what has that produced on a larger scale? No, I agree. It just produced angry people, bitter people, violent people, criminals. So it's just like I don't need to have my children exposed to that level of unnecessary adversity. Yeah.
I love that. So, you got me. Shit. I've been on this. Like I said, I got my passport last year. So,
Ghana.
Maybe I was gonna say maybe for February because my birthday in February. Maybe take me a little 4-day trip or something like just to get my feet wet. See what
Ghana's
I'm like.
A good country for that.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that out of this, outside of this. I definitely want to learn more, and you got me wanting to go, bro. Just hearing you talk about it is like, damn. You talking about it's like being grounded and like getting that recharge.
Yeah.
I need that. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to see what's up. And so I guess that would include like 20 years you being overseas. Sound like by that point you don't want to be here at all.
Nah. America, like I said, I'm not. It's losing its juice. Yeah. It's losing the fun. Like, okay, we making the money, but now, I mean, after COVID, let's look at Philadelphia. Philadelphia is not as fun of a city as it used to be. No. So we just making this money, and it's just like, all right. I mean, what we doing? Everybody kind of depressed, kind of angry. Yeah. Everybody kind of just like, it's like everybody just waiting for something crazy to happen. And so this level of stress, I just think it's gonna keep building. And the values that this country set up, they turning it over, they flipping it upside down. So me personally, I look and say, okay, do I want to be a part of this? Do I need to be a part of this?
Right? Do I have to? Like, that's the first question. Like,
no, my freedom ticket is $1,200. Yeah. The freedom train is $1,200. I can get on up out of here. Exactly. So.
Nah, that's what's something that you said you're talking to like we're training other engineers. So by that point, shit, you might have just a whole group of people working for you. You don't have to even do too much. You know what I'm saying? So damn, man, I love hearing like big dreams and like obtainable, but like big dreams.
Yeah,
like just
I want to open up a school. I want to open up.
I want
to open up a school, engineering technology school. You know, because it's not going nowhere.
Right.
Like we not going. It's not going nowhere. It's not going back in class. Okay, everybody put the laptops away. We banning them. No.
It's only going to keep going.
And if you're not on that train, you're gonna get left behind.
For sure.
In poverty.
Yeah.
Like in poverty, or somebody else feeding you.
That's why I've been trying to talk about this stuff more, man. Like, it's only gonna keep going, and it's fast, yo. Like, just how much generative AI has grown over this last, like, it's been around obviously, but this last couple years, or let's just say since 2020, the way it's blown up and like become way. You got middle school kids using ChatGPT, like. It's growing. So if you don't, like you said, if you gonna get left behind for sure. All right, we're gonna wrap up real quick. So what like tips or anything do you have? We're gonna combine it. Tips or like final additional words that you just want people to know, or any like last words basically.
I would say this is one of the greatest times to be alive in human history. You know, to witness we are definitely witnessing a change in the seasons. You understand? So for those who are looking to do engineering, I recommend it. I highly recommend it. It's a field that's lucrative. It's a field that's is growing and needs more people. It definitely needs more people. Robots are not about to take an engineer's job, and AI is not about to take a computer engineer's job. No time soon. It's a field, like I said, that allows you to bring your creativity and to utilize scientific principles to solve problems. And you make huge impacts on the world just doing that. Even if you think it's just a desk job, you're still making an impact. So, those are the tips. And like I said, I'm grateful to be on this podcast.
For sure, bro. Yo, you came on this. For this to be the first in person, I couldn't ask for it to go any better, bro.
I'm glad we did it in person too.
Yo, me too. It hit way different. Yo,
over
way
Zoom,
different.
I'm glad we did it in person.
Way different. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. You came in this joint. You dropped some knowledge for sure. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up here. This has been another episode of the My Tech Story series. Shout out to Nadif for stopping by and let me pick his brain a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna call it there. That's it. Y'all be safe.